Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to travel from Springfield down to Litchfield, Illinois, and we're going to look at how families, many of them immigrants, built what we think of as the Mother Road. And we're going to see some pretty cool neon. So let's get started. We leave Springfield and head to the village of Farmersville, Illinois. It used to be that when you got to Farmersville, you couldn't miss the Arts Motel sign. Art McInerney built 6 cabins around an existing cafe and gas station that he leased in 1937. Like so many of the family-run establishments on the Mother Road, Arts went through changes and modernizations, even rebuilding after a fire in 1952. Art passed in 1957, and his son Joe and Elmer took over and kept the motel and restaurant open until about 2010. The motel briefly reopened in 2017 under a new owner, but it quickly closed. The Arts Motel sign seen here has been removed and will be restored and displayed locally. Back on the road, we head south to the city of Litchfield, Illinois. Taking the original 1926 alignment into Litchfield, the first hidden history we'll encounter is the Skyview DriveIn Theater. This is one of the last remaining drive-in theaters on the Mother Road. It was opened in 1950 by Fresina Entertainment, but the reason it's still here is because it was sold to Norman Paul and his wife Dell, who owned it for over 30 years. Not only did they take pride in the theater and keep it going when so many other drive-ins closed, but they also were smart enough to hire Carol Stuttle, seen here, to manage the Skyview. In 2016, the theater was sold to another local family who continued to take pride in this piece of Americana. Further down the road, we come to the beautiful neon of Niehaus cycle sales. This family-run business is a popular spot for motorcyclists traveling the Mother Road. Originally opened as Niehaus Cycle in 1971 by Bill Niehaus, it is now run by his son Brad, seen here. They hold numerous Route 66 events throughout the year. A bit further south, we find more beautiful neon on the Litchfield Museum. Originally conceived by David Jackson, it was brought to life in 2013 by his wife Martha and his daughter Anne after his death. The museum is full of historic artifacts from the city of Litchfield and from Route 66. Across the street from the Litchfield Museum lies a true gem of the Mother Road, the Ariston Cafe. Founded by Greek immigrant Panos Adam and named after the Greek word Ariston, which means the best, the original cafe was opened in 1924 up the road in Carlinville. As the road alignment changed over the next 11 years, Panos, who went by Pete, moved the Aristons a couple of times until 1935 when it settled at its present location. The tables, booths, and one of the bars in the restaurant are all original, and the chairs currently in use are from 1938. In 1966, Pete's son Nick and his fiancée Demi came to visit his father, and realizing that he was getting too old for the day-to-day of running a restaurant, they decided to stay for a couple years to help out. I got a chance to sit and chat with Nick over dinner in 2015. He and Demi were still there, still running the restaurant, keeping it the best, and I am sure making his father, who died in 1974, very proud. 2 local families have now purchased the Ariston Cafe and promised to continue the cafe's long traditions. Just before we leave Litchfield, we come upon the Belvedere Motel. In 1929, immigrants Vincenzo and Albina Sorolas built a one-room, wood-frame gas station with a single pump on the original alignment of the Mother Road. In 1936, they replaced the wood frame building with brick and built a cafe and a few motel rooms, as seen here. Vincenzo, who went by James, ran the gas station and took care of the motel rooms, while Albina ran the cafe. Eventually, their daughter Edith and her husband Lester Canish, who went by Curly, took over running the place. The Belvedere Cafe was very popular in the 1940s and 50s, and one patron compared it to the late TV show Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Edith and Curly were successful and expanded to Belvedere, adding more motel rooms as traffic increased on Route 66 after World War II. The 1950s and 60s were good to the Belvedere, but in the 1970s, as traffic dried up after the opening of Interstate 55, the motel, gas station, and cafe eventually closed. It's worth a stop to see this piece of American history, proudly run by one family for over 40 years. To Nick and Demi of the Ariston Cafe and all the families that have kept Route 66 alive and well all these years, this bud's for you. A thumbs up would be appreciated if you like this episode. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.